It's the 3rd of March 2021, 2 p.m. Central European Time, and we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Starter Frame 1 today. Glad you made it. And what can I say? Looking forward for today. I'm completely out of focus. Let me readjust. So now I just have this weird focus tracker, whatever. So, oh. How are you all been? How are you today? How is life? How's everything going? So, apparently, it's getting even. It already gets quite warm in here with all the machines. Oh man, I definitely have to get some solutions for the summertime because I will be boiling in here. And not even opening the window will prevent that. And opening the window won't be an option as the sound is way too loud out there. Let's see. I'm gonna choose from my personal playlists here. I'm gonna share the link for the playlist in case anybody wants to listen. So let's get this one again. So copy playlist link. Yeah, I decided to give it a rest. The whole lo-fi free copyright streaming playlists. It's a nice layer, audio layer during the stream, but I got a little bit tired of it. Like literally, this music is so relaxing. Okay. So now that everybody has a, am I right? Is this all right on the camera? Okay. Just want to check. Okay. So let's jump into our software KRITA. So at this point, I restarted my computer just to make sure everything works today. I hope everything works. Last time I thought the problem was a keyboard, but apparently the problem was some misunderstanding between the keyboard and KRITA. So I had to restart the computer. Then afterward, it seemed to work fine. I hope today we won't have those issues, but who knows? Hey Jack, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope you had a good start to your new job on Monday. And you are fine. So let's see what we have got. Okay, this is what we have so far. But before we go into our animation, I want to do just to keep the routine, creating new stuff, experimenting a little bit. Let's just draw a little bit here and see what's coming out of it. I haven't finished yet the whole animation that we did before with our facial expressions, but I continued a little bit. I'm right now in the process of finding, like, looking into sound and all that stuff, and then I hope I can finish and post the final clip quite quite quickly. Oh, Jack, you started to work on the 11-second challenge. Oh, I haven't looked at it. What it is? How are you gonna do it? Are you animating it in Blender? The other day I saw some pretty crazy stuff where I was so sure that it was After Effects, and apparently it was done in Blender. So Blender, everywhere Blender. So really, really seems worth a look to have a look. Okay, I'm still all the time, like, those two windows are a little bit. I was wondering why they couldn't combine those two, but there may be a reason for this. Okay, let's get the normal pencil. You finish up the storyboard. Ah, okay. So how's your process on when you animate dialogue? Are you making like different poses, and those poses are more, how would you say, like pinned to special uh, words or special parts in the animation? Okay. What are we? What should we? Oh, maybe I can I can give you a little insight on the little thing that always does the. This is my sound effects machine, and I was able to steal it again from my son. And since the last time he got jealous that I use his toys, I have to hide it. All right, yeah, Jack, I'm really looking forward to see that. It would be cool. Oh, by the way, I try to get a little bit more into the Discord stuff, and I created a started frame one Discord. I thought, at least. And mm, yeah, that has to wait until next stream, so just forget about it. Okay, what are we gonna draw? Let's draw a, like always. Like, let's get some shapes going. And a circle, why not? So for those of you who are not familiar with what I'm doing here, I basically create a composition of three basic shapes, geometric shapes, mostly cones, cubes, and spheres. I stuck them together, and then make a face out of it, a head, and from there on, develop a character. It may stick to the basic shapes or go completely wild. Sometimes the shapes are just helping me to get a first idea, and then it sometimes takes off on its own. So, and let's refine that actually, because it helps a lot. I figured to have those shapes like really well, not positioned, but set in the space. And I am referring to the perspective of those shapes, because it helps afterwards so much to actually get your character into the right perspective. And therefore, I think I wanna dive a little bit deeper or refine here my actual perspective of the geometric shapes. Yeah, there was the rotation. I'm gonna rotate the canvas, although I said in other episodes that I heard about professionals that it's good advice to not rotate the canvas. I do it right now because I have no space here. I'm afraid I'm gonna throw over the microphone or something like that. So let's see. Okay. We can now, if we want, clean this up a little bit. And as we are in no hurry, we can do so. And it is just because I feel more comfortable when things are neat and tidy. I have this weird impulse that I cannot stand it. For example, when I get into a folder on my computer and I have mixed how you say, like capital, like when your file names are not named after the same principle. Like I don't get it when people write some words first letter in capitals and then the rest all normal or all capital, like mix them all together. I need every file to be named on the same system. So if not, I go crazy. Really, Jack says professional actually do recommend rotate the canvas. All right, that's a good thing to know. We should investigate in the pros and cons of rotating your canvas. So yeah, back to my impulse. I don't know if you have that as well. Like I need to be everything or written with first letter capital or everything small letters. But naming one file this way and the other one the other way, I go nuts. Sometimes I find myself like renaming all the files of one folder just to make sure they're all following the same structure. And I think a big reason for that is when I started off in the industry, I made an apprenticeship in a company that made, well, I don't know if they still make it. If they still make it, I think they're probably running out of business pretty soon. But they made DVD menus. And the guy who programmed the DVD menus was just lazy and never wanted to reprogram the whole file. So we had to call the files, and there were a lot of files. We had to call them all the time the same. And if so, he just could substitute the files. And this didn't work when you chose an underline or hyphen or whatever in your file name, so it wouldn't recognize it and wouldn't substitute it. And holy shit, man, I was suffering because I didn't give a shit about that back then. And somehow this was like injected to me, and now I have to follow this rule. Okay, well, Jack says best when drawing with the rotation of your arm. That sometimes means having the drawing upside down. I agree, but I don't know. I feel because of not changing your posture or the position of your hand on your arm, I got quite a problem with my shoulders, with the tendons, I suppose. And I can definitely see it happens to me when I draw a lot, which is basically every day. And I'm wondering if that is a result of not really using my arm in various poses and positions, because it's just always the same movement over and over again. And if I wouldn't rotate, especially on the iPad, if I wouldn't rotate all the time, I would have more variety in my movements and using my arm. Oh, it's not a rule, it's just a guideline, right? Okay. No, absolutely. But I don't know. Sometimes this knowledge is given on to us for purpose. So at least we should have a look at it. All right, so now let's see. Like the most convenient thing is always where the repetitive strain injury. Yeah, I don't know what kind of injury it is, but apparently my doctor doesn't know either. So like the most convenient thing to break those shapes is actually where they are in contact or with each other, where they overlap. So you could draw in here your eye line, here's your mouth, and you're pretty good. Now I'm just remember the last time we did this, the shapes were quite even in their size, so there was no big variation in the size. So I think we should break that. So here as well, like we have quite evenly sized shapes. Let's not do this. So we could make this size a little bigger, or the one on top. I choose the top. Well, if the doctor doesn't even know, I don't give too much of an. I don't trust doctors. To to be honest. And I think it is a pretty damn hard job because there's so many different possibilities. But I feel, at least here in Spain, like they don't want to tell you anything that may cause problems to them. So they basically just, we don't really know, just in case it could be something very serious. So they don't want to tell you any specifics to make sure that they're good. And that is a little bit like, it doesn't get you a lot of trust, to be honest. Okay, let's see. So now let's do the eye line here. Well, what would that be? That would be probably the nose. Oh, let's at least do another layer. So let's get a nose. And this would be our eye line. So there's multiple doctors, and yeah, well, yeah. But to be honest, I feel this more to be the case in Spain, and it really drives me nuts. And most of the time, they basically like the typical go-to medicine here in Spain is a, what do you call it? I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Ibuprofen or something. In Spain, it's ibuprofeno, and that's basically, sometimes seems to me, when you know this ibuprofen, you're basically a doctor. And people use it a lot. Like I'm not a big fan of taking medicine, but well, anyways. So here now I'm doing a little bit more of a volume kind of drawing style as well with the nose here. It's your lifeline. What does it mean? Like you take it a lot? Oh yeah, for migraine, it seems to be. Oh man, that sucks. Having migraine is a shitty thing. I only had once in my life I had migraine, and I had no idea how bad it is. It's pretty intense. Okay. Okay. There's something wrong with the perspective. So here's our middle line. Okay. Something feels off here, and I'm still trying to figure out where the problem is. So now I just turned off the geometric shapes, and I think we are already in a good place to go more freely. So let's see. When I draw this cone, I always feel the temptation to make this military haircut and actually keep the shape of the cone. Oh, it's not even. It's like no, it's not a cone. It's a cylinder. Right? Oh, I had to do some animation these days in Animate, and I just figured that I'm already so used to the KRITA shortcuts, especially the zoom in and out. I didn't find yet a option to do this in Animate, and I'm missing. It's such a difference having this possibility to zoom in and out by just dragging the mouse. But I wasn't feeling really comfortable using KRITA. I still have to build the trust. And as this was a client project and I had a deadline, that was also the reason why last stream was a little bit messy, as I was a little bit swamped. And I tried to do, because I wanted to have it back more flexible, so I tried to do the animation in KRITA, and doing as well the cleanup on KRITA. So I was trying to do the vector mask, but I don't know. Let's like when you let's try to get a, oh no, not this one. Let's create a vector mask, vector layer, sorry. So what I did, I used the freehand tool. Looks good so far, right? It's vector, but when I zoom in, it gets pixeled. So I'm not really sure what to make out of this, as I always was under the impression that a shape, like a vector-based drawing, would be not affected by any zoom in or out. So I don't know. That was one thing why I decided not to continue on KRITA on that project. I'm drawing on a raster layer. What does that mean? But I'm on a vector layer. Like if you check this out, here, this is the vector, and I created a vector layer. I don't know if I have to adjust other things in order to make it actually a vector. Yeah, but that is another riddle to solve. So now I feel I shifted kind of the perspective a little bit, and I feel like this part should be more out. This eye should be a little bit more further out. Because it was not really readable. Let's see how this would affect. So on your base image resolution, so when I do a new file, I should crank up this resolution. Well, that would be like different, way different than the vector-based programs I know so far, where actually exporting from your application, like for example in Illustrator, you don't give any information creating a new file on the resolution. You just create, and when you export pixel-based file, you're telling him on what resolution you want it to be exported. But I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like the whole top of the head is weird. Maybe like this. It's a little bit crooked. Okay. So here we have our G.I. Joe. But then okay. Okay, it's a bug. All right, good to know. Yeah, it makes sense to use always 300 dpi as a resolution, as you never really know where you want to go with it, especially in on whatever we do on the stream. At least I tend to always build in the animation in kind of a more motion graphics format and mix it with other stuff, so to have the possibility to actually zoom in and out without any quality loss would make sense to bring it to a high resolution. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna continue drawing here because it's fun. Oh, we still don't have a mustache, and we're gonna need a mustache. What kind of mustache do we want? Let's create a new layer and experiment with a few models here we have in stock. Wouldn't it be cool if you would go to a barber shop and they can actually, via augmented reality, get you a idea of different, like for haircuts as well? Would be so awesome. To want to try something new. Can you show me how it would look like on me? All right. I'll do that. So we Google cool mustache. Okay, you say the very first one that comes up. Let's see. This is not okay. We gonna try to. It's a GIF. Okay. I have to save it first. Let's see. So here we go. Did you get the same one? All right, so there we go. Challenge accepted. I mean, I could imagine that kind of mustache, some kind of reduced would look. I don't know. I'm imagining this mustache like not that exaggerated, but it still looks kind of weird. So okay. But the thing is, like, it okay, so it actually starts some kind of here. This is a beast of a mustache here. Okay. And then so this one actually goes all the way down here. It just doesn't fit in any way like the haircut. So it does make sense to have like this very minimalistic, easy to like he's shaving more of his hair on the head than in his face. Because I suppose these military cuts are basically based on convenience, I suppose. And then having this, well, he had to make adjustments on his hair, and so he can spend more time on the mustache. So that would make sense. Even goes further down. I started to think about doing some kind of a daily project, but not really a project, but to try to get better at hand drawing and do at least one hand a day. And I'm not really sure if I actually would publish that, but I got really inspired by a interview of people that probably is known to many of you, especially in this weird times of NFTs. So I saw an interview on him, how he actually started off his everyday project wanting to get better at drawing, and then bit by bit slipped off to cinema. And I definitely believe if you do something every day, there is no way you won't improve over time. I can be mistaken, but to me at least, it seems the best way to improve any skill. Okay, it's not perfect, and I feel like I'm still missing volume here to make it even with the other side. And that is a ugly mustache, man. But I saw some kind of some of those competitions, like in, well, I suppose they're all over the place, but people that live close to the mountains seem to have a quite a thing for those kind of huge mustaches. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's getting like not getting burned out, but it can create some level of stress. I I tried as well to do every day. When I got the book that I was talking about in other episodes, is the Noble Approach by Maurice Noble, where he, besides his theory on colors, drops a lot of knowledge or insights on his on creating compositions in animation. And I thought I have to improve that a lot. So I did it for a while. But yeah, it started to get more of a burden. And so I decided to not continue. But well, and the thing is, I feel like you have to, at least I have to post this stuff to have a kind of a commitment to it, because I have the responsibility, so to say. Because if I wouldn't post it, there's a big chance that I won't do it. Yeah, you're in Germany right now. I'm sure you go towards the mountains. I think Switzerland, Austria, Bavaria, all that region. They're big on their mustache. Wow. Okay. Did we change brush size here? Oh, that's also a thing. I don't know, Jack. If you know it, can I put a numeric value in here to get a specific size going? I haven't found one. Because just by clicking on it, it directly gets the bar wherever I tapped on. Double click on it. Oh my god. Are you no no. Ah, right click on it. All right. And this stream was already quite of help for me. So mission accomplished. So like this silhouette doesn't read at all. Nobody would, like, if you just saw the silhouette of this character, there's no way you actually would understand that this is a mustache. We would have to change the perspective so we see a little bit more of this swirl here, I think. But I'm starting, it starts to grow on me. Okay, apparently in this stream we won't animate anything. We're just gonna do badass mustache action. So if anybody joined in today hoping to see some animation, I consider this process here as part of the animation in some way because it is the very first frame, as the name says, when it comes to animation. Because if you don't have an illustration to animate, what you gonna animate? So I hope you can agree to this slight stretch in the concept of the stream. It's always double click or right click, all right? But it was it right click, just right click? Ah, yeah, it's just right click. It wasn't double right click. Okay. So now you got me, Jack. I have no idea what your last comment is supposed to mean. And I have to admit that I'm quite a stranger to the world of Pokemon. Although, yeah, I think I was too old when the first wave hit, but my brother was really into Pokemon, so I got the names from him. But just recently actually figured about, like found out about the whole trading cards culture around Pokemon. It's insane. So, I don't know. Where are we going with this? We should. I've, all right, okay. Thanks a lot, man, for the brief Pokemon story here. Who's that Pokemon? Yeah. I don't know. Are we happy with that? Yeah. I really feel like if we did some cleanup on that, it will come out even shittier. Looks good to you? I feel in some way it's off. Let's mirror that and see how it's looking at that side. Maybe we can stylize it a little bit more with such lines. But now we have to work as well on his hair. Like this is not working here. Such a huge mustache. So let's combine the cool mustache with the cool haircut in Google. Oh my god. I think I'm not supposed to show those pictures on a live stream. So I'm probably not gonna do this, but I just got the results for cool haircut, and well, I suppose that is the idea of cool nowadays, which always makes me feel so out of touch with what is going on nowadays. And believe me, I try to keep up, but yeah. I think I'm not gonna, if you want to Google cool haircut, whatever you, holy moly, like this is, let's put in crazy haircut maybe. Basically. Okay. Well, if you haven't ever Googled crazy haircut, it's definitely worth it. And I'm gonna check what kind of homepage is that? The best photo collection. I don't know, but if I'm shit, like now I'm gonna just risk that I infringe some kind of copyrights, but would you please take a look at that? I mean, like the taste, a lot of tastes, and so who am I to say what is looking good and what not? But it just makes me laugh. All right, so this stream is getting kind of goofy, but I'm totally fine with that. Like every stream can go wherever it wants to go. All right, so you agree with me, Check? This is not probably. I would love to. Like wouldn't it be awesome? Like when you started your first job and you get into the job and your colleague, that one of your colleague has such this kind of haircut. I think that would be a reason why you go to work with a smile on your face. Yeah, the horse is amazing, and when you scroll down, like the guy who shaved his beard, it's basically going underneath his chin, and then it's just a ring. It's insane how well. All right. Well, we're having fun. That's oh. So I wanna pick a haircut from those. I'm still scrolling down, and oh, there's the lizard is also it seems to be quite a like there are different lizards. Like there's the cool lizard one that seems at least well executed. Doesn't make it better though. And then you have those people that try to copy it but don't have like the don't have the skills. Okay, now I'm seeing that's also a awesome haircut. Like this tiger guy. I don't know. I don't remember how the Netflix series was called, but let me see. He went to jail, I think, because of having a tiger. Or I don't know why he went to jail. The Tiger King, yeah, exactly. That was the name. So it's those haircuts. I don't know. I think in English they're called business in the front, party in the back. Yeah, the Tiger King, exactly. And I just love those business in the front, party in the back haircuts. And now I think I merged them. And actually, my parents were cruel enough to not interfere with my haircut when I was a little boy. And so I had a mullet. All right. I had a mullet. And it was weird. Like when I came the first time when I came to Spain, to Barcelona, like the mullet was a very common haircut for a more alternative kind of scene. I love the mullet from the of the of the Tiger King though, because it's not even short. It's just like I don't know how you call this haircut, but it really reminds me of Ben Stiller's retarded character in Tropical Thunder. If you know what what I mean. No, no, not a vector. Just pen. Mm. What was the character called? It was kind of a regular or Simple Jack, I think it was called Simple Jack, yeah. So this is kind of a Simple Jack to start off, and then we go down the the Predator line. That was to me like when I came to Barcelona and saw all those mullets, and the thing was the long hair in the back there mostly were dreads, like dreadlocks. So it to me it felt completely um like the movie Predator. Like he also has this kind of style. Now we're starting to get a real nice character here, don't you think? Definitely have to get a name for him. And there is still hair here, but it would be different color. We should save that. It's worth saving, I would say. I'm calling it mullet. Okay. It really pulls the whole thing together. Amazing. Amazing. Right? And let's see. I to give him like this very huge let's see, like this huge upper body to make him very muscular. That. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Let's just continue and get down there and see how far we're gonna push this character. Let's give him even more. We want to see this. So he would definitely have a muscle shirt. something like this, maybe. I'm gonna see what we gonna. Okay, that wasn't the right word. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh. What do we want him to look like? Trying to let's try to combine like kind of a I wanna get in a little bit more of a elegant, like the with the muscle shirt it went kind of a more like a trashy style, but maybe I felt that it was too cliche. Maybe we can get a little bit of it. I have a kind of a jacket in my mind where there's some kind of a I imagine this shirt kind of a I don't know if it's the right word in English, a Bordeaux, like this kind of color. Not really. Maybe more. Oh, I'm drawing on top of it. And it has some like glitter stripes or something like that. It's, I don't know. It would be more like some kind of a circus director. Call it circus director. So many possibilities. I know. Maybe some kind of a how would you call that? Thinking about a Sergeant Pepper, like from the Sergeant Pepper Lonely Hearts Club. Kind of a. Oh no. So let's see how this would, there would be some kind of a, we're gonna have a closer look on the perspective. Just want to go in there like very, so then they have like so. Like this is now very, very rough. Mm-hmm. Maybe something like this. Well, why not? It's evolving and evolving and evolving. Well, this would at least be a kind of an environment where this kind of character definitely would fit in, I suppose. It's just like it doesn't even have to work on in a circus. Like it should. It's just like this weird artist, this art character. And what else? We could give him a. I'm just having the. I googled Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Club and jacket and holy, that like the Beatles during that time. It's all those details. It's amazing. Just imagine like probably in every second image that you're looking at from this time, they're probably on acid. Which their clothing is absolutely not hiding. A monocular, is it called monocle? I don't know. So now we are not wanting to, okay. Let's try it on the other side. We want to make it big so it won't take away too much of our eye. Like literally the eye of the character. So I think we already crossed the line where it would be feasible to actually animate this character. Or if we animate something, it would be just an element. I don't know if I actually like it. And normally when they have he would pinch his eye. So maybe for another character, but not this one. The shirt looks a little bit boring. Maybe we can find some. Oh, I'm thinking about giving him this. All right. Yeah, I think I just wanted to keep it a little bit more loose, the shirt. I think it fits in the character. And from here on, we could do a cleanup. It's a little, it looks well, I don't know. Maybe this is from the perspective of a European, but it looks a little bit like Uncle Sam, modern days. I still feel something is off. I can't help it. Like here. You see it as well. The Uncle Sam. Are you originally from the US or from the UK? Let's see. All right. Yeah, okay, I'm just looking up Uncle Sam and, well, basically, it is the hat. Nothing else. But there's also pretty cool elements in Uncle Sam. Like I like his fly, but yeah, as you said, like I don't want to clutter it too much. Probably probably good here. So now we have our Tiger King. This is Tiger King Sam. Now that feels better. I'm getting closer to where I feel like this mustache is starting to make more sense perspective wise. Okay. Well, let's use this and as I'm looking at the illustration of Uncle Sam, I really like the slightly shaved, cur whatever, rounded, curved. You know what I mean? That kind of looks like that. And I think we get this up a little bit higher so it not interferes with the line here. Yeah, the curved hat definitely gonna is trying to get the perspective right here. Of the curviness. It's a little bit like the Mad Hatter. Let's bring this a little bit to a more extreme shape, make it a little bit more interesting. See how far we can push that. I suppose perspective would also interfere with, so it's not that even the curve here. I feel like this is probably the highest. Okay. I don't know if there is actually a good way to draw stars. I find it very difficult to draw stars. I think this is the way I would do a star. But I was working on a concept, a short story that was all about. It was when I started off in frame by frame animation. I wanted to animate this little star, and there I figured like it's not that easy to draw a appealing star. Right, they're tough. It just feels very empty over here. And let's. Like, I really like. I want to bring that in, like a last detail, perhaps. Those jackets, they always have this dangling things here. And I think they have kind of this texture to it. Well, what do you think? I think we got ourselves a character here, quite a character. We could experiment a little bit more with the light. Like I already brought in a slightly a shadow in here. Now let's see how far we can push shadows within the mustache. So here we would have quite a shadow, hard shadow from the hat. Here we want to have a hard shadow. Maybe we can lift this by adding the shadow and make it a little bit bigger so we get the sensation of distance. See if this works. Here as well, this whole thing would throw quite a shadow on the jacket, as it's not really attached on the corners here, or floating. And let's see. Here, shadow, and the head is gonna cast the shadow on the neck. Okay. I think I don't like those shadows here. So I think we won't do shadows on the beard. I started off with this more geometric shapes for the nose and this part of the face, and thought it would be just for getting some structure into the face, but now I'm actually really liking this kind of squared look. As a way to stylize the character. Let's bring in some shadow here because this is overlapping. It comes. All right. Do you have any idea if there are any screen capture softwares or solutions where you can actually, although you zoom in, zoom out, rotate the canvas, you record like the canvas as it was like this, as it does Procreate, because Procreate, when you export the video of your illustration or your file, it always stays the same in the video, which is really cool. And I'm missing that, because I think the whole experience to watch somebody draw would be way more interesting when you just saw all the time like the whole artwork and not these zoom ins. Okay, that may be worth a try. Maybe we could now work, I don't know, Today we just improvise. We could, instead of doing colors now, work a little bit more with values first. Sometimes I really have a hard time doing this cleanup step because I really enjoy the pencil aesthetics. And it feels way more organic, way more alive than just this rendered illustrations. And right now I'm in that spot because I really like, that's also a reason why I like just to erase stuff and draw all over again instead of using too many layers. I as you saw right now, I use a new layer every now and then when I'm not really sure if this is the right direction I want to go. And now I'm just cleaning it up by erasing and then yeah, so right now I don't want to clean up. At least I want to clean up and keep the pencil going. So in case you're wondering what the hell am I doing. And maybe we can leave the stars like white. And I think the thing that I'm mostly missing when drawing digitally, although the whole pencil aesthetics are really cool, it looks all right. It's, well, what we already talked about, the texture of the surface we're drawing on is not like paper. There is the paper-like stuff. I've never tried it, but the thing I miss the most is the smell. I love the smell of pencils. And I have one drawer where I have all my art supplies as well, different pencils, and every time I open that drawer, it's like accumulated pencil smell. And oh man, that already gets like the creativity going. And now I'm just drawing in those hard shadows. Here, I think I'm going first to just block it out. And then I go in with the eraser and cut out those little wedges here. And I'm just gonna move them slightly to the right. See if this works. To create the sensation of a shadow. Yeah, it works with Photoshop that you only can see the window, but it captures the zooms, at least in my experience. So yeah, we have to see. Okay. Now I'm already thinking about, as I'm not really comfortable with colors. I always try to keep it at a minimum. And now I'm trying to already figure out which parts of the character. No, this doesn't work to paint it the same color as the shadows, as we already have like hard drop shadow here. Oh man, I just can. I'm repeating myself, but I love this eraser mode in KRITA. It really is awesome. It's so intuitive just to push the same button again to release the mode. Very great job on that one. It's like the shortest way between your brain, like the execution of an idea, the idea and doing it was just, now I'm thinking about erasing, I push it. Now I think about drawing, I push it. I don't know if it makes sense, but I feel it feels so natural. KRITA Docker overview. Okay, so now I could. Would I be able to just capture this one? Let me try. Let's do a live test. I'm gonna switch the layout as I don't have such a mess in this layout. So I take a window capture. And I just get KRITA as a whole. Yeah, I don't get like a separated window as an option. So that doesn't work. I probably could move this window onto my other monitor. Do a screen capture and crop everything out so it's only you only see the overview. That could be. Yeah, okay. Exactly what you're saying, right? Do a screen capture and resize the capture area, right? So crop it. All right. Well, maybe for the next time. Okay. What do we have here? I'm gonna clean up here a little bit. So this is our. It's always nice to see that this is our initial shape composition. And now I now always go to this setting. I could save it, but I don't save it. I don't know why. But yeah. I also like when you color pick from the color selector. See, I like that you have this quite big window over here where you actually can see the color, because that's something in Photoshop, and I don't know if I haven't used it right, but it's something that where you actually never really see the color you're picking. You're more or less guessing, I think. So another really cool feature. And let's keep it. I haven't found like the right mode for the stabilizer or smoothing. Or still get this jittery lines in here. And that's really something Procreate does amazing job. Where you can just draw very freely, and then afterwards it kind of smooths out your stroke, while KRITA and Photoshop, they try to smooth it out while you draw. I don't know if it's just another principle of how they smooth. I think in Procreate they call it steaming. It's not smoothing, it's steaming. I don't know why steaming. Does it come from ironing or something like that? And this smoothing, as it does, as it also in Photoshop, just feels weird to draw like this, as you have this delay. At least you can actually change it. Well, look at this. I have 0 delay apparently, but maybe it would make sense to get a closer look to the different smoothing modes. And well, well, let's see how this character is gonna look like when we clean it up. Oh, what? All layers now, just the current layer, because we probably gonna lose. I don't know if I want to keep this line, at least just very reduced. So this is definitely gonna change the whole style of the character. Like this here. I like the curve here to simulate like the eye is getting up here, although I don't draw the lines here. Yeah, you have to play around with those kind of stuff. That's why I don't know, I feel like the way the pressures now, or how the pen is reacting to the pressure, feels quite good to me. That's why I always go back to the setting, and that's as well a reason why I should save this setting. I think I tried to save it once, but it didn't really work, so I lost interest. And as like a lot of times I do this stuff, I go many times the more complicated way, because the first time I tried the more convenient way, it doesn't seem convenient at all. So I just get stuck with the more inconvenient way, and I find my own way in perfectionizing my workflow, so the inconvenient way gets more convenient, if that makes any sense. And for example, in Adobe Animate, there were so many, like I talked with people that animated for a while in Animate, and there were so many problems I found, and I was asking if isn't there how is this be done, and there was so many times where I just got the answer, well, you have to work around it, but I got so used to it. And I suppose this is how it works, but if you don't have another option, you have to adapt. But I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I'm kind of a cleanup trance now. Meditation. I don't know if we want some kind. We bring in such lines. So Tiger King Sam is looking good so far. I'm not sure about this piggy tail like hair here. Oh, why not? It's quite a challenge to get wavy hairs look cool and hairy. At least for me, like, where do you put in those elements to give it some texture and create the look? That looks weird. So I'll just leave it like that. And that swirly thing, well, we'll leave it for now. Those lines, I don't know if I really draw them with the color I use for the overall outlines. I think I'm skip on that, and maybe here would be cool to get some texture in and like simulate the hair here. Probably even a little bit with a finer brush. He has no eyebrows. Oh, like those. Oh, those here. This is just shadow. But he has no eyebrows. We will worry about it later. Maybe he shaved them off so we can just put in some. Why not? Actually, it kind of I like the this little texture details here. Perfect. Oh yeah, and I really like it. Like today we hit it off. So today's episode is not really about animation for Ryan Snyder in the house. You like KRITA, I like KRITA, we all like KRITA. Yeah, definitely. We started to use it not too long ago, and I'm already holding it quite high. Although I still have a few doubts about with the reliability when it comes to client projects, as I came across a few bugs that made it a little bit difficult to really yeah, it made me, there were some doubts. Have you worked a lot with the software? Because since I started to using it, I don't even look back to Photoshop when it comes to animation. And for the drawing, at least the style that I'm using, KRITA is more than enough. And for animation, it's super cool. And I suppose like like really finding the perfect software where you have everything as you want it, as you need it, is probably not existent. Yes, we like you joined probably the first time. Today we hit off. This was a warm up exercise, and look what came out of it. We did. Let me show you what we did on KRITA frame by frame. And I don't know if you're familiar with any frame by frame or any animation software. Yeah, drawing is animating and animating is drawing, says Jack in Twitch. I definitely agree with you, and that's why I love frame by frame animation, because I love drawing and I love animating, and holy shit, is there a better medium than frame by frame animation? So stay with me, Ryan. I'm just opening a file that we animated a while back. If you want to, like, all the streams are still in the channel. If you would be really interested and have around 10 to 12 hours watching streams. So, and I'm still having, is anybody able to tell me if I can just erase my reference image? It's popping up all the time. So yeah, let's have a look at our animation that we did before, because it's really fun. Oh, and I fixed that as well, like the end. This is not the last file that we have. So yeah, this was completely done from the beginning till the end in KRITA, and no problems at all. Well, we had a few problems in general with the program. There were some kind of hiccups, but the process is awesome. Like, I really like it, especially compared with Photoshop. There is no, oh, look at that. Now one, let me show you if it happens like here. So I stop it. Now this is my file, started from 1:15, episode 15. Now I close it. I didn't change anything, because KRITA asks me all the time, are you sure you want to change started frame 1:10? So he asks me if I really want to close a file which has actually another name. And the first time that happened, I thought, no, I don't want to save any changes I did on a previous file. So I said no, but it was actually referring to my very last file. So I lost a whole bunch of work because KRITA didn't ask the right question, so to say. And that pissed me off big time. But KRITA made it back into my heart. So, oh, this is, by the way, this is our reference for a beard. We had no idea where we go with the beard, so we were Googling. All right. Since I've been in the Facebook KRITA group, I saw that there are also quite a lot of, or variety of different brushes. Yeah, but as I said, like I'm normally more drawn to the very basic brushes in Photoshop and KRITA as well, as it fits my style. But there are a few animations. The last one I reposted, which was a intro for a recording studio. There I had to use different kind of strokes, brushes to get the look that I wanted to go for. But whenever I do personal work, I more go, I tend to go to just a basic brush and put the pressure sensitivity, and I'm good to go. All right. Let's try to, it looks so plain. I try to get this lines a little bit more curvy so we get a more round volume. And at a certain point, I think we have to switch the direction where our curves go. Feels like, okay. Let's see. And I think I want to break the shadow here and continue with ah, right, Ryan, I remember. No, what you saw, that was Photoshop. That was a while back. I think I did it last year, the clip. I didn't use KRITA back then. That was completely done in Photoshop. So I am, but I think the strokes, like the brushes were quite basic, I would say. There were texture in it, but I'm pretty positive that this could be done as well in KRITA. And even if it wasn't, like I would definitely do the whole animation in KRITA and then just go to Photoshop for cleanup if I don't find the right brushes that I want to have. But the process for animating is way more convenient in KRITA from my point of view. All right. Tiger King Sam in the house. So I think I'm probably gonna inspire myself by when it comes to colors. Let's get our Uncle Sam and go maybe with some colors. The red could be used in, let's see. I get a new layer for the fill. Could be a, there could be a red. Oh, I don't want that. Let's see. And now I'll take the bucket tool and say sample all layers. So this should be quite fast. Not really sure about the two colors though. Yeah, now it comes. Now there's the moment. Colors. So let's try to do it a little more systematically. So this is our base color. What? Probably want to use a little bit more saturated here. I don't want to. Well, I don't want it to be too vibrant though. Hmm. Let's try. Let's stick with this one. And we definitely gonna need another blue. I feel we want to get more into. Maybe something like this. And well, the white could be just the background. We'll leave it. I would need some skin color. Mm-hmm. Those are two different colors. Okay. Why is that? Oh, it's the opacity. All right. That's why the colors seem different. And our, if I'm not mistaken, the Tiger King he has like this. It's not really blonde. But what I'm doing, I don't have to draw everything. And then this part is darker. So let's see. Looks really plain. I always have a hard time really imagining, like now I see this, and lately I have this technique where I just put in some highlights, which makes it already pop quite a lot. But here, I don't know. Oh, this looks too dirty. Don't even know if we want another color. The hair on the left. Oh, right, you said this one, Jack. Thanks a lot. So, well, we're just gonna continue doing it. I don't like it yet, but maybe we're getting somewhere. Feels like to have this white really popping, I need more. I need a background. So oh. No. I hate the when you have to look for the hole. Mm. Okay. I don't like that this is white and the hat is white. So I'm now looking for a way to maybe color. That wasn't... the shirt is getting colored as well. Why? Like, where is... Where's it leaking? Damn you. The top of the hat could be red. This one. Let's check it out. Could be. I like it. I like it. I like it white. I really think we could. I like this. Although we are quite. It's really soft, everything. I don't dislike it though. Oh, it drives me nuts. Why are... What is happening here? Why is it leaking? Is it leaking from... So now it's right. I think I'm missing something here. What is happening? So where could it be leaking? I here it's all sealed. Like, currently, just the currently. Okay. Weird. Okay. Hmm. Well, we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue and see. What else? I'm gonna bring in... That could work. What is your opinion, guys? The reddish or more yellow like the beard? I'm drawn more towards the red, but it's always like when I look at my Instagram feed, red is definitely quite present there. So okay. All right. So more the reddish background then. Can I add a transparent mask to a group? Okay, looks good. Anybody knows how to keep a straight line when I draw? In Photoshop, is keeping shift. You just draw horizontal or vertical straight lines. Is there also an option in KRITA? I could use this one, this tool. Okay. Just for the yeah, I definitely want to crop some of the stuff down there to make it more unified. You have to have a ruler turned on. A ruler or the ruler? The ruler tools. Is it a tool? Is it a Docker? What is it? The ruler. What is it? Ah, this looks like a ruler. Nah. This ain't no ruler. Well, let's see how we gonna continue to render this guy. So, oh, that's why my opacity always went, because by pressing I, you lower the opacity by 10%, and I'm so used to color pick with the I in Photoshop. You say it's a tool, measure tool, assistant tool. Where are you? Ruler. ruler. But at the moment where I change to the other tool, like now my ruler is not active anymore. So yeah, the assistant tool, right? Now I have the ruler, and now what am I supposed to? So I put this. Well, I'm gonna have a look at this. Now how can I? Okay. Okay. So I think I'm gonna get those little lines here in the beard, this kind of complete unrealistic texture. Bring it on another layer just in case that I don't like it. So this will be very settled, but maybe it is what we want. I don't think. I'm a little bit lost where the lines will actually go. Okay, not really visible, but doesn't matter. I just draw them in right now. And then I'm gonna tweak the colors and see how we can make this pop out a little bit more. I like the idea of having the lines white. It's stupidly complicated. I'm gonna have a look at it, Jack. But thanks so much for helping out and investigating those stuff while we're streaming. So I'm gonna block the alpha, I guess. Although I want to keep the white, so I try to darken the color of the mustache. Do we like it? Not really. I guess. Let's make it more yellow. See how far we have to go to make it more visible. And let me just switch over the drawing on my other monitor, because this was something I figured last time with our animation we did last time, where yellow was a big color. Once I imported it the last yesterday, I think, into After Effects, like my eyes hurt because the color suddenly looked so off. Atrib is here. Hey man, glad you found the time. Yeah, we have to change the value, but it also helps to saturate more, but it doesn't fit into the palette. I think like we have quite opaque colors. Oh, well, this... What happened here? Ah, because I'm extending it. Grow selection. No, we don't want that. This would already work. Because in saturating it even more, your value goes up as well. No, it goes down, I suppose. I don't know how you call that. Is has dark is going towards dark lowering the value, or I suppose, right? Like white is the highest value, black is the lowest. Well, now after changing it various times and not coming from the original color, it's not too bad anymore. But this one, I don't know, looks too mustard. Oh, you damn colors. This looks like darker is a low value, right? Okay. So yeah, to create more contrast between those two, you can go darker, or you can get more saturated, as white is like on this end, and like completely saturated would be that end. You definitely gonna create kind of a, yeah, you're gonna create more contrast and more, therefore more readability. So I like those white lines actually, although they're not too present, they give the whole thing a little bit more, it's more interesting to play around with this fine lines and this bold filled colors. I start to not like this red though. Have to be careful to not turn our whole painting into very washed out. But yeah, in general, I feel like I'm always more torn towards like these dirty colors, if you want to call them like so. Is this what was this a Bob moment, Jack? I should bring in for those moments. We should do some kind of a GIF that pops up when there is a Bob moment. So, but look at that, like now, let's bring it on, Jack. So you say more saturated won't get you a higher contrast with white. Ah, you damn colors. But look at that. Like, in my opinion, there is quite, you get quite some contrast here. We could also play again with our halftones. I like the halftones. What can I say? Oh man, it's getting already dark. Now check this out. Boom. Fancy ring lights. Sparkle in the eyes. Yeah, let's bring in the halftones. Always the question, where are those damn halftones? As I said in the earlier episode, I always use files that I used once in some project, and now I have to think about the project, have to look up the project folder, and there we go, halftone. Copy layer. Paste layer. Well, Jay, when you wrote that, I felt like, oh damn it. I felt like I had a moment here with pure knowledge and wisdom. And when you wrote it, oh, damn it. But well, I feel that's perfect. So we both learned something today. Okay, now what I do here with the halftone, I just create a transparent mask. I fill the whole mask with black so I don't see any of it, and then I draw on top of that mask with a white brush, and I think I'm gonna keep, maybe we could even color this halftone a little bit, like we don't have any black. That would be actually a good thing to do, and give it at least the blue of our outlines. Let's see, because there's no fill, like in Photoshop you have the fill color or overlay color. Is there any, the only very like quick thing it would be, how was the clipping masks? So I'm gonna apply now the knowledge you passed on to me, Jack. Let's see if I'm still able to pull it off. I won't look at your comments. Don't tell me. So now everything is, there we go. Isn't it? Yeah, that's it. So now let's play around. Where do we want our halftones? What happens if we bring in, what happens if we bring it on? That may be too much, as we already have our lines. But are we drawing digitally or not? So let's just do it, because with the force, the power of Control C, we can do anything. Ooh, now it's getting busy. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. We could well, let's give him shadows, like we already have the hard shadows, the blue, but I want more steps back. Undo. Well, here, ooh. Let's get back, go back. So now then I'm gonna do a little bit of a shadow with our halftones. Here we should have a little bit of a shadow. Maybe here. Under the nose. Here a little bit of a shadow. Oh, we don't have a hard shadow. We missed our hard shadow in here. Let's add this. And I do it the same way as I did on the sketch. Just block out everything, and then I'm gonna erase those little triangles. Shift it a little bit to the right, as my color source, light source is supposedly coming from this direction. So let's continue with here maybe. And we want to also bring in highlights later. Maybe under his lip. Here we're probably gonna have a little bit of a shadow. Oh, now we're messing with our shaved eyebrows. I want to bring in here a little bit. On the white, but I think on the white it's gonna look great. I know. If I now move this, will the moves the layer mask as well. Now that is unfortunate. Gonna continue anyways. I'm not. First gonna check if this actually is something I wanna have those halftones as a, let's say a soft shadow. Maybe it's not even a shed. I don't know. I'm now thinking in 3D and the ambient occlusion. That may be the definition of how we use. So we could bring in here as well. Just very strategically. Actually, we were looking for references on mustache, so we just Googled. What did we Google check? Crazy mustache, and we put in the first result we found, and this is our crazy mustache. I don't see it. Like those halftones, it's not really working for me. I think they would be of better use with really filled, like bigger areas. Cool mustache. All right. Okay, now I just fill again everything with black as I'm not really happy with the halftones here. And now I'm gonna check if I just give the jacket some kind of texture. Only where the blue is. The red area I don't want to have. I like this better. And I feel like I also want to get in more of those white lines over here. I'm just not really sure. So I'm having my brush tool. I'm not in the eraser mode. My layer is the right one, but I don't get anything here. So why? Oh, now, oh, all right. Oh, I'm such a... Okay, the alpha was locked. So let's see how we can bring in a little bit more texture to the hair. Oh, that looks good. Oh no. Okay, this looks cool. What else? Do we want to bring in? you see, you say the mustache is looking like butter. Yeah, you could say so, I suppose. Yeah, we could. Like if you had the knife here, just buttering everything up. So normally I don't do too much shadowing, but we could bring in another layer. Let's try first the highlights. I think the highlights make it more pop. Let's get really bright here. Or we can stay on the same layer here. So as I said before, I imagine like the source coming from here. But even okay. So, oh well, what the heck? Let's get in some more shadows. We definitely won't animate this character. A true American shows its support to saturated fats in his daily diet. I don't know, like you should be quite alright in Germany then, because people always look at me pretty weird when I put my butter on my bread, and even if it's a good bread, you can eat bread just with butter. And I don't see that there are few things in life that you just it's accepted risk, it's calculated risk, right? Because here in Spain they put on bread, like they put tomato, like they press tomato on the bread, which is also super delicious. But like there is no sandwich like a sandwich with butter. And then you have those people that judge you when you admit that you enjoy a bread with Nutella and butter. I don't know what how you feeling about that, but for me, a bread with Nutella and no butter on it, it's just a waste of time. Okay, let's render out a little bit more of those shapes here. I don't do this usually. I love it, but I'm always, when I start this kind of detail render, I'm always getting lost and I'm just totally don't know when to stop. And then sometimes I feel like I'm shooting over a certain aesthetic that I like. And peanut butter, holy moly, Jack, you're going the extra mile. I'm I'm not really big on the peanut butter, I have to admit. But I love peanut butter. I don't know if you know the African dish mafe. It's kind of a stew, and it has peanut butter in it, and that is some delicious stuff. It's basically like a tomato stew with I think originally it's with chicken and vegetables, and the sauce has peanut butter in it. Yeah, I don't know. There you get your peanut butter here, and in my house there's quite a big consumption of peanut butter, to be honest. But I'm not crazy on it. It's so intense. It's like I tried it a few times, but especially like the peanut butter we buy, it's like you could choke on that stuff. So did this ever happen to you? Like because it's like when you eat it with a spoon. I don't know if people with peanut butter. So all right, and I don't know if you know mafe, but try. It's a Senegalese dish. It's amazing. And I tried to cook it a few times, but it's I don't know how they do it. I think like most delicious stuff, the the final and most secret ingredient is time. Like they just keep it cooking for hours and hours. So yeah, did this ever happen to you that you choke on the peanut butter? Because it's so it's like so gluey and I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some news of people that just like weirdest accidents ever. People just choke on their peanut butter. It's pretty safe. Well, then you maybe in Europe we are still mastering try to master the art of peanut butter consumption. Okay, so now we Mm, 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 hmm. Probably here gonna have a little bit more shadow. Okay. Do we need any kind of shadow here? Okay, looks good. No, there we don't need it. All right. I don't know. What do you think? Are you seeing any areas that should get a little bit more attention? I'm just seeing where's my highlight layer. This is this one. Probably want to have a little bit here. This looks quite good to me. Yeah. Maybe just a quick try to clean up the... Sorry, I try to think and talk at the same time, which is having a hard time. Oh wow, okay, this is my alarm. Yeah. All right, you heard an alarm, like the... My phone is telling me that I need to stop right now. So, well, I'm really happy with that. We didn't animate today, but I love what we did today, and that's fun. I definitely like that. So thanks a lot for everybody who participated. Thanks a lot for joining and watching the stream. I'll be again streaming on Friday. So would be great if you have the time to join again. If not, well, the stream is always gonna be on my channel afterwards. It won't be that much fun if you watch it on the channel. Like today I had a blast, to be honest. That was fun. We're in episode number 17 and I have a good feeling about that. So thanks a lot for everybody supporting the channel. And yeah, have a great day and hopefully see you on Friday. Take care, be safe, and have a great day.